Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely weekend. And with that being said, let's jump into some TA. All right, guys, we're going to start off with the indices here. Then we're going to go over the FANG stocks. Then we got the semiconductors. We will cover Bitcoin right after that. And then I have 20 trade setups that I am eyeing going into next week that you could be paying attention to and put on your radar. All right, guys, we're going to kick it off here with SPY's weekly time frame, and I am going to point out you had a pretty nasty week. I know, guys, things are looking pretty bleak, but guys, when things are looking bleak and things are looking grim, we look for signs on these charts, all right, to give us some guidance towards where we potentially could be ending up, all right? Let's get into it. Increasing volume on the week. Big, fat, wide-bodied red bar. We typically don't see bottoms with that, but I'm not going to say it hasn't happened before. All right? Hasn't happened before, guys. There you go. Guess what? It did happen twice. There you go. All right? So, although people want to, think, okay, the world's ending, the market's going to crash, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? All right, there are some bullish things that I am going to point out in this video that suggest we are probably going to be bottoming this week. No, I do not think the bottom is in. I do not think the bottom is in, but I'm open to it being in. But I'm definitely going to say I don't even think it's in. All right, what I do think is we go a little bit lower, maybe Monday or Tuesday, maybe into Wednesday. All right, but let's be real, guys. We got some data to talk about on Wednesday. All right, let's just jump over there. Guys, Monday, we're going to have 10 a.m. data coming out over there. You got nothing really on Tuesday. Wednesday, that is the big day. You're going to have your CPI print at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are here for it. What comes next, guys? Thursday, we have PPI that is also going to be a big catalyst, but, this one is the big boy right here, and it's going to give us some insight into what we could be expecting there. All right, and what do you got over here, guys? You have more 10 a.m. data, all right? So we got an action-packed week. All right, all CPI weeks, they're always going to be action-packed. And I'm just going to say, guys, all right, I think we got a recipe to sell into this thing and then rally our butts off of it. Let's talk about it, all right? Weekly chart here, increasing volume on that wide-bodied red bar. It does suggest we're probably going to be getting another low. All right, I'm not saying how much lower, but I am going to point your attention to this 531.59 level right there. And we're going to come down to the daily time frame. That's going to start making a lot of sense. Why are we looking at right here? Why? Because if you just take a look, you come all the way back up here, you connect it with that guy. What do we have? All right, we had our downtrend. You gapped up right through it. All right, we know this thing's probably going to bring us a reaction. What happens to align with that downtrend? Support. All right, 531.59 support. That was over here. If you come down, I think we had an ugly double bottom going on back over there. Yes. I knew it. All right, guys. If you are new around these parts, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and join us, guys. We do cover the markets 5 to 6 days a week. I cover, a wide variety of stocks, and they're not crap stocks. They're all going to be the things that they're the major market components that are going to be moving these indices that, of course, we cover in every video here. All right, guys, but you did have this ugly double bottom that was literally your neckline right there, and now we are coming back into that spot. Come back over the daily time frame, guys. We did get heavy volume on Friday's big wide-bodied bar over here, which does tell us we are probably going to see sellers get their way on Monday. We probably have another low incoming. All right, but again, we have the confluence over here. What confluence do we speak about? All right, downtrend retest, break and retest off your ugly double bottom neckline. All right, that was big spot right there. 0.618 fib. All right, you want to talk about some more confluences? We come right over here. Right, I'm not saying a bottom is in. Get it through your head. All right, I don't want to see any toxic comments saying, oh, you were bullish, oh, you were bearish. Guys, I cover the charts. All right, and I literally got a comment on the last video saying, oh, you were bullish in the last video, now you flipped. ... Guys, let's be completely real. All right, I was not. All right, I was saying we have a short-term setup to bounce, and we did. All right, we didn't get my level up here at 554.87, but we did get very close to that, and then you sold. All right, it was very clear within the first 2 minutes. I actually went back and watched my own video after that just to make sure I'm not just forgetting that I was bullish. But no, okay, no. It literally, the thumbnail was look out below. Within the first 2 minutes of the video, I was pointing out how, you know, things still look weak. You're going to have to reclaim these daily 9 EMAs here if you want a chance at coming back up here. You're going to need to get above here on pretty much everything we're going to look at today. It's just not looking the strongest, all right? Nothing I'm going to show you in this video is pointing to strength. Nothing is going to point to strength, and I want to be clear about that, all right? But I'm definitely going to say I got a theory of how this week's going to go out, all right? And it has a little something to do with CPI. But more importantly, guys, I just want to reference this, all right? 4-hour RSI is now at the same spot where you have marked the 1, a 2, a 3, all right? A 3. We're right here before your little bounce. 3. You got right over there, all right? And you got this bad boy down here, right? You want to come back over here. So that's 3 occurrences. You got your bounce right there. Oh, what happened? Spot dead on. That is your bottom, and you rallied right off the open, it looks like over there. All right. Oh, you guys want to go for a number 5. All right. I got you right here. All right. So, guys, we're going all the way back to April. Okay, April. That is 5 occurrences that you've tapped there, and you started bouncing. You got pretty close, we'll call it, all right? You got 6 freaking occurrences we're talking about right here, all right? You want to go all the way back? This was October 2023, all right? This over here still gave you a bounce, all right? And it's not going to be the biggest bounce, but it is going to be a bounce. I don't think we're just going to be getting a 1% bounce like that, 1.5% and then selling. I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to be larger than that. And that's why I say, guys, this isn't something I'm pointing to saying like, oh, because this is happening, we have a bottom right now. No, I want to be extremely clear and obvious in this video because some people don't understand. All right. I am not saying that at all. I'm saying every time you've gotten that over the past, we'll just see how long that has been. All right. It's been about a year. It's been like 10, 11 months there. All right. 316 days right there. Yeah. You've seen this condition hold up and we've literally just been bouncing off it. You got to go all the way back to October over here for that condition to, you know, like you still got your bounces. Okay. You just formed these bullish divergences. So that was that. All right. And that's why I say I'm open to the idea of forming that bullish divergence and this thing getting even deeper, which is why I'm completely open to another move down. I'd say the bottom is very likely not in, but it's right around the corner. All right. This is the video where we prepare for the upcoming week. And guys, the most important thing that I can convey to you guys throughout this video is that do not believe the freaking market is crashing and the sky is falling. Don't, because you're going to see a bunch of Black Monday posts. You're going to see all this crap. All right. Because you now have a look like this and people are going to be all bearish. And I'm just going to say that's not how things are shaping up here. We have a lot of things that just don't suggest we are going to be getting a crash. Or like, you know, even coming back down to these lows, I don't think they're about to be hit. I don't. All right. That's just my opinion. You know what? A lot of people don't like the opinion, but I'm going to share it. And that's that. But yeah, guys, that is your key spot. I promise there are going to be a lot of things in this video that suggest we're probably not coming back down to these lows. All right. You get down here, daily RSI. All right. You get somewhere over here. Daily RSI is going to be right over here. All right. Let's just put a line right there. Let's just look at, okay. When you reached it, you were on this day right here. You still did go lower. That was your Black Monday day. That was your crash. All right. That was that. You went 4% lower. 4%, and it's quite hefty in one day, all right? Quite hefty. But as you can see, we had a recipe for where the market could have crashed if it legitimately could have started crashing, and it didn't. Now we ran it up to all-time highs, like $2 underneath all-time highs, and now you're pulling back. Guys, the odds that you're going to come down to here is extremely low at this point. Why? Because if the market wanted to have a big sell, it would have done it when VIX was doing this. And you had a 200% day, whatever the heck this was, 200% day. It would have done some crazy things then. The fact that it did not, all right? And the fact that we literally found buyers in the perfect spot, all right? If this was just going to be a retracement of this move, this is where buyers would have stepped in. So far, they stepped in, and then they also took you above your next golden pocket, which tells us this move is not going to be likely. It's not likely going to be a retracement of that move. Okay. So So now that we've gotten above this level right here, we got above 553.50. All right, there's your line in the sand there. I understand we didn't go to all-time highs. You got within $2. But again, you know, we're just talking about the psychology here between these moves. If it was going to come up for the lower high and then come down and take out this low, it probably would have stalled out before 553.50. Yet it did not. All right, and now you have things setting up how I'm describing here, and I'm showing you evidence here that it's probably not going to come back down here. All right, you know, do with this information what you will, but I'm definitely going to say we just don't have that recipe. All right, we do have a recipe for some more downside though, just not down here. All right, so again, 4-hour RSI oversold over there. All right, daily RSI, if you do come down in here, it's going to be pretty close to 30 as well. All right, so that's really what I wanted to hammer home. Let's go over some levels before we move on to QQQ. Underneath 539.66, we were watching the gap fill at 535.73. All right, a lot of people don't use them how I use them. All right, you can use it as this. That is the actual gap fill at 533.27 because that is where price closed and then you gapped up the next day. So technically it's right here. But how I look at these things and how I've seen the better reactions come, yes, I said better. I'd say this method is better than this method. I use both. And I could definitely tell you we get the reactions off of this when there is a physical gap between price right here. That's how I like to do it, all right? So we're watching 535.73 and underneath there, 531.59, which I think that has potential to be a solid pivot point, all right? Solid pivot point right there. On the upside is resistance, 542.28. Above there, 544.96. All right, that was a gap that is not it now filled. I'm going to make it a red line, 544.96, and then 547.10. Things get really crazy. All right, 549.51. But again, you know, I think we have potential to get down here this week. So, I mean, just imagine how crazy that move would be if we did that. People would lose the crap. That's how that would go. Moving on over here to QQQ. I am going to point out, guys, daily RSI is at 37. Like, it's probably not going much lower. I'm telling you, it probably is going lower. But I still don't think we're going to come down here and take out these lows. All right? Now, I'm going to skip over here to the 4-hour chart just so I can clean up our chart and we can resume the rest of the TA. 4-hour RSI has hit this spot. Well, you know, these are the last few times you've hit that spot. All right? These are those. You got this guy right over here. All right, this brought in quite a rally there, quite a rally. Okay, you got this guy over here. I just kind of took it off my chart, but you also, you know, you got a little bit of rally, and I'm not, you know, I'm not just, you know, hand picking these spots here. We're gonna go over every single spot. All right, you got this going on. You hit it right here on this day. You had this little guy. I'm not saying it has to be massive. All right, I think we are setting up for a bigger bounce though. I'm not hand picking these things. All right, I'm not coming from the bottom. I'm pointing out when this RSI hit here, where was price? It was right here. Okay, so you got a 1, you got a 2, you got a 3. Okay, and this, you know, right here, anomaly. And I'm also gonna say we've fallen a lot more than you did over there, I believe. Yeah, 8% versus 5.5%. All right, next spot, right over here. What'd you get? All right, over next 3 weeks, you got an 8.8% move. Okay. What happened next time? You got it right here. Notice how I'm not coming from down here. I'm coming from right here, right? So I do think we are going lower, and I think it's probable. What happened? Next 2 weeks, 4% move. Come over here. What happened over here? All right. Notice how I, you know, again, I didn't pick the bottom here. I picked when did the RSI cross right there? And again, guys, I remind you every video, but if you haven't already came over here and, you know, came over and enjoyed the Twitter fam, guys, I will be posting at least 3 charts a day. And yeah, I think it's in everyone's benefit to go check out the Twitter and go turn on post notifications over there. And yeah, you can get real-time information just like I have here. Well, I posted this exact thing in detail over on Twitter. That's that. All right, but you hit it right here. What happened? Next 3 weeks, 7.5% rally. What happened over here? All right, again, not picking the bottom there. You did go a little lower there. Okay. The teensy bit. 1.4%. People are scared. I understand. All right. But then what happened over the next month? We had a 13.5% gain. Well, what happened over the next 2 weeks? Because the 2 weeks, that is what I posted about. Next 2 to 3 weeks, all of these typically bring a 2 to 3 week rally, except for one occurrence right here. All right. Right here. This is why. I mean, technically right here, but you got a, you know, decent bounce there from when here. Like that means even here. All right. That means you buy, you know, 3 weeks out. Okay. In the money. Yes, some theta will go by, but you can expect a $7.50 move over the next 5 days. So within 1 week, you can expect a move. You're probably still going to be making money on that trade. All right. Over here, what happens? You get more. All right. 2.8%. These happen quick. Well, what happens when we really just set up for a rally, which I think we are setting up for a big rally? All right. You get a big boy move over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. So we got a lot of occurrences here. And, you know, it's not like this is a small duration of time I'm picking this from. Guys, this is a whole year. All right. What are the odds that it starts changing right now? It's not likely. All right. And again, I got some charts here in this video that really don't support us going much lower than where we are. Yes, I think we're going lower, not much lower. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, that's the biggest component over here on QQQ that I want to point to. All right. Our biggest, you know, factor on this chart I want to point to. Now we can get rid of these things. That is why I wanted to go over that one first, so we can clean up the chart. But I mean, you know, these are a lot of occurrences. Okay. Over a year there. I don't think things are going to be changing. And, you know, you can even come back over here. You know, you hit it first on that day. You got this little 2.3, but like, you know, go further back than a year, guys. This is all the way back in 2022. Yes, you went lower, but then you had this face ripper. Okay. So that's why I say I'm definitely leaving room here in my analysis, my theory here, I guess we could call it, that, yeah, we probably are going a little lower. All right, but you're probably not going much lower, and then we're gonna buy that thing this week. All right, I'm not gonna do what I did last time. All right, I got heavy. I don't want to do that. All right, but I will definitely say right now, guys, there are some things that I think, you know, some nice sized bets they won't be the worst idea ever. All right, you're in the golden pocket. You're at 447.07 support. Okay, underneath that, you're going to have 437.15 support. That could be seen over here. Low of this candlestick right there on the daily time frame. Solid shot. You find buyers somewhere in between here. We're going to be watching the 15-minute time frame to see if we can put in this bullish divergence. Same look on SPY. I didn't go over it, but you have that. All right, and you know what, guys? You didn't get that. You had an ever so slight bullish divergence between that one and right here. All right, you went lower. I pointed out in the Discord. And then we got an end of the day rally, but it got sold. And then we got another one and it got sold. I was saying, you know, the possibility of one of these big guys that we sometimes see right at the end of the day, that was on the table. That did not happen. All right. It did not happen. You ended up just kind of consolidating down here, which tells me, guys, you know, they probably want to take you a little lower. We're probably going to end this with a gap down into Monday. That's how I think this is going to go. But you know what this sets us up for, guys? You come back down here. All right. You make a higher high over here on the 15-minute RSI. Lower low in price. You get that 15-minute bullish divergence. All right. So that is something that I am going to say is probably going to lead to a little rallyito. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a big boy rally, but it's going to be something. And then we get to see if it's going to turn into that big boy rally. All right. There's signs that we're going to be looking for. This is just something. This is our little warning sign on smaller time frames that things are probably about to be turned. And boom. All right. We get the bearish diverge. We get the bullish diverge. All right. It happens pretty much every single time. All right. You had a little bullish diverge right there before this little bounce. All right. So I don't know if it's going to be a big boy or not over here, but it's definitely something we're going to talk about. Look for buyers in this area, 437.15 to 447.07. All right. Just looking at the complete picture here. There you go, guys. There you go. This is your confluence spot. You're going to have that thing as well right there. All right, right underneath. I don't think that's going to be tested. I don't think you're going to lose this 0.786 fib, but we'll see. All right, moving on over here to Mr. VIX. This is something that, guys, you know, People are going to call these bearish candlesticks right here. People call it a hangman. I get a lot in the comments when I call these things pin bar candlesticks or bullish candlesticks. They're like, no, that's a hangman. Yeah, it could be a hangman. All right. But the point is, right over here, is that you had, sellers take you down, and then buyers by the end of the day, they closed in near the highs. That is not the most bearish thing to me, and I'm pretty positive more often than not, hangmans will lead to continuation. You can go fact check me by looking on www.patternsite.com, and then you can go find that, candlestick pattern in there, and then it has all the statistics in there. I'm pretty positive it's either like a 50-50 split there, or yeah, more often than not, we get that continuation. Regardless, guys, I've definitely pointed out this daily 9 now that we got above it. We pulled back to it. All right, we were definitely talking about that one. Found buyers again at the bottom of our range. And guess what, guys? All right, we do have that bearish diverge over here in the hourly time frame, but it does look like we are going to be going a little bit higher. All right, so I will be looking for a new hourly and 15-minute bearish divergence to form. We don't have one over here on the 15-minute time frame, but I will look at one, just like we're looking at QQ and SPY, to form that 15-minute bullish divergence. All right, right over here. Okay, you take out the low there. You can have a 15-minute bullish diverge there. Same over here in QQQ. Take out that low there. You can have a 15-minute bullish diverge right there. Well, wouldn't it be picture perfect if VIX just takes out this high and this 15-minute RSI comes like right over here, and then you have a bearish diverge? That's that. That would be your warning sign, your confluence between all three of these. I can't call this an index. It is an index, but it's like an oscillator. VIX is an oscillator for the calls and puts on SPX. You still could do TA very clearly on it, though. Honestly, guys, the fact that we are finding buyers off this daily 9, guys, I'm not gonna, turn back into permeable Henry until we can get back underneath this thing. All right, we want to see this thing start crushing. Right now, it looks like it's getting ready for another spike. So let's just keep that in mind. We have this look to us, and this thing probably isn't going to pull another one of those guys. Probably, definitely not. But, all right, every time this thing is over the 9 or consolidates a pull back to the 9 and find buyers there, it typically gets another high. So let's look at that new high. Okay, let's look at for this thing to get, a little more spike. And that's why I say beginning of the week, guys, sell. All right, sell is very likely going to be the case. IWM, guys, stalled out on that downtrend. Thought you were going to hit it with that breakout. You did not. All right, and now what do we have, guys? We have a full-on breakdown into the golden pocket. All right, we are retracing this move. Daily RSI, it's sitting at 41 right now. I'm going to point out 4-hour RSI already oversold. And you can come over here to NQ. These things are same spot over here, same spot over here. All right, same spot over here. This is where you typically are going to get some buyers stepping in. Same spot over here back in April. All of these major indices are now oversold. A lot of these major components of them are now oversold, or they don't have bad setups. Boom. Coming right into the golden pocket in after hours over here. 4-hour RSI is oversold, so of course I'm going to mention that one. But really the thing I'm going to point out, guys, you're coming right into the golden pocket. You got to hold over here at 202. If you do not hold 202, you are very likely just coming all the way back down here. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we're going to talk about the possibility, all right? That's what you look for. If you cannot hold 202, you look for this thing down here. So break 202, 196.70 incoming. Hold 202, probably coming back up to test the zone, all right? So if you're a buyer in this golden pocket, you're looking to take some profits over here on that, 3 to 4% spike back up here. 2% spike. Depends where you're buying this thing, all right? Close, best possible entry is going to be as close as possible to 202, and then you're risking 202. Boom. All right. 209.77 is your resistance. 212.25, that is also your resistance above there. That makes up our supply zone up there. We should definitely look for sellers in there. Above there, 214.79, and then we're going to be coming into contact with that downtrend again. Or I'm really just going to point to this golden pocket, guys. 202 to 206.50. Look for buyers to defend. If not, like I pointed out, 196.70. DIA, how we looking, guys? Coming straight into that gap. All right, this has actually been the strongest of the bunch. It has not been the weakest guy. But what happened again? You also have the 4-hour RSI being oversold. All of them are oversold. All right. 488 gap. All right, your gap support, right? Well, I guess this would be gap support. That would be your gap fill. All right, so 403.18 gap support. Underneath there, you have nothing until 488. All right, DIA sucks, but you know, if you're a futures trader, you trade YM. There you go. Resistance 406.02, 408.71, and then the high back up here at 416.55. But you know, if you can't hold 488 and you're coming down here to 397, that's going to be where your golden pocket starts up at the 0.618 fib. All right, guys, so those are the indices. And, you know, as I pointed out, they're all oversold. All of them are oversold. VIX suggests we probably are going a little, you know, a little higher over there. And then S&P 500 and NASDAQ over here with what we just got. All right, so just we probably didn't put in a bottom this week. We probably are going a little bit lower. All right, so that's the indices. We're going to move on to the big boy stocks right here. And this is why, you know, I don't think we are going to be just rebounding right here, guys. I pointed out, all right, I definitely pointed out, we are getting a bunch of rejections off these daily nines. And then, like, regardless of whether you're rejecting or not, you still have the daily 9 EMA sitting right above. We clearly could see this is where your reactions come from. And when you test it from below, you get rejection most of the time and you dance around it. All right, even over here. Okay, we came a long way. Do you remember when we were talking about the, you know, dance around the daily nines over here? Remember what happened? All right, you just literally, you did that. You dance around them for a few days. Well, if we come back up, like, that's why we're not just going perma-bull mode over here. We're saying we're going to be making some dip buys over here, some educated dip buys. That's the plan. And of course, guys, if you are doing these, no financial advice will be given here on this channel. But I will definitely say right now, if you are doing these, you know how I'm thinking, October cons, October, November cons, November free money, October, you know, not the worst idea there. Of course, there's the September 20 expiration, but you know, those only have like, you know, 13 days right now on them. Market open, you're going to have like, what, 11 days on them? I don't think those are worth buying right now. If you like, you know, we clearly see you're in a downtrend here. We don't know exactly where it's going to stop. We have our educated guesses where it could stop right here. Ding, 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 right here. All right. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know. And if you want to make sure you're okay and not making a silly decision there, I'll help you out with that. Again, no financial advice, but you buy time and you know, your win rate is going to go way up. We'll just put it that way. If you're doing what I'm describing here, and you know you're buying things when it's over here, your win rate goes way up if you just buy time. Because, you know, we don't know if you're going to get a full-on reversal this week. We have no idea. So, like, yeah, you know, I know we go a little lower. I'm not telling you just put it on black, put it on weeklies on the Monday, Tuesday dip for the end of the week rally. I'm not saying that because I don't know that. All right, I don't know what you do this week, but I do know you're probably going to be bottoming this week and probably going to be, you know, starting that recovery this week, but it is a probably. Okay, let's say it doesn't happen this week. You're now screwed if you put yourself in that position. Well, if you had the October cons, you have a crap ton of time. You have 40 flipping days for this thing to start going in your direction, and who cares if 1/5 of the contract goes away, if you end up being able to sell the next week up here at 163.41. Just who cares? All right. And this is your FVG right here that we're paying attention to. That is what we're targeting over here. All right. The other level, I mean, really what I'm targeting right there, 165. But this expect sell is over here. All right. We're going to come back over here to Apple. I was just, you know, making my point here. Why, you know, be safe out there, guys. Be safe out there. Don't let me read no horror stories. Okay. Rejection underneath the daily 9. You also hit it with the break and retest off of 223.90. Probably you're going to take out this low at 217.48 and then head to 213.50. You're going to have the golden pocket starting right below that. 0.618 fib is at 210. That's where you're paying attention to. Obviously, resistance remains 223.90 and above there, 227.48. Coming over here to Amazon. All right. This is one that I take a loss on. Tesla literally paid for my Amazon loss. It's a piece of crap. It's okay. It's okay. Regardless, guys, downtrend. You had a little false breakout over here. You now took out this low, and you know it does set it up for retesting this 168.77 level. We're going to be paying attention to that spot, but if that doesn't hold, 163 down there. All right, that's where you're paying attention to. But ideally, that is going to hold, and you're going to get really tight over here, and then you're going to launch out of there. Okay, compression. Not, you know, not exactly how that has to go, but if you do hold 168.77, that's the possibility here is we get some compression, and then we get, you know, an eruption right there. Whereas the other possibility is we come all the way back down here, and then you test this trend line again. All right, so that's Amazon. Coming over to Goog. Guys, this is one that I know has bad news. I know. But I'm pretty positive you had terrible news over here, and I'm pretty positive you also had terrible news over here. Okay? This barely got a bounce last time. All right? I was given the same warning signs last time when I posted about this thing on Twitter and YouTube. Same warning signs. Oh, the news is bad. Oh, yes, guys. News. And, you know, I'm not mocking anybody with when I'm saying that. I just, you know, I'm going to speak my mind here. Guys, news and charts go together, like hand in hand. They don't, you know, don't value one over the other. But at the end of the day, charts price in news. Usually ahead of time. Usually bad news puts in bottoms. Usually good news will, you know, well, not usually, but, you know, some of the time it'll put in tops because that's when most people want to buy the thing. And then reality starts to kick in and a reversion back to the mean happens. And then you set yourself up with a nasty monthly break and retest going on over here with the weekly RSI being the lowest it's been in a very long time. All right. You got 560 days. That's 1.5 years, ladies and gents. This thing is literally the lowest it's been in 1.5 years. Price was over here last time it gave you that opportunity. Well, now we get a sexy break and retest off of a previous all-time high. What happens in the daily chart, guys? Yes, you got this big, wide-bodied red bar. We see it. Bearish engulfing candlestick. Heavy volume. But the daily RSI is also now oversold right as you come into the zone. I'm not going to say where in the zone you're going to see buyers aggressively start stepping in, but I told you what I'm targeting over here. We're looking for this FVG, and we're also looking for the 165.03 level right there. This is where you really start breaking down from. I think that is going to be hit. All right. So I'm just going to give you an arrow right there. Okay. Yes, I think you're going a little bit lower, but again, right here, let's just put it right there. All right. Well, the last time you were literally at your bottom. Over here, you didn't hit it. Over here, you didn't hit it. All right. Over here, you didn't hit it. Did not hit it on that dip either. You got to go all the way back here. This is a bottom in the flipping bear market, and it still respected the condition I'm pointing to right now. It could seem super simple, guys. I don't care. People could look at me like a noob because I used the daily RSI, and I'm pointing to, you know, the thing being oversold. But I'll tell you, all right, I've been seeing this thing help me out for like 4+ years now, and the thing doesn't lie. It's just the condition we look at in the chart. Okay, is the like pretty much one indicator I use. I do use the EMA and volume. So I guess we got 3 in this chart. But you know, it's probably not going to fail. This condition is probably going to hold up. News or not. The only reason price got down here is because of the bad news. Okay? Do not be surprised if investors have a reason to buy it up down here. Boom. All right, so Goog, top watch next week. All right, top dip buy watch next week, which I already did. So not mine. But, you know, for anybody else, guys, I'd say this is top dip buy watch, even with the news. And I understand, maybe I'd sound terrible saying that, but, you know, at the end of the day, this is a condition that is held for a very long time, and you can even go back to that freaking bear market, and it's still held there. Boom. Buy some time. Have a pina colada, go sit on the beach. I'm kidding. All right, get your work done. But you know, this is your swing. You're not gonna do anything with it. I'm gonna do something with it. You're not gonna do a single freaking thing because no financial advice will be given on this channel. Have fun with Goog. It's definitely set up. All right, and I know it looks terrible, but it is definitely it's at that prime spot. Meta. What do we got going on over on Meta, guys? Another pretty ugly look over here. We're just going to put on the golden pocket and point out where that would be. Got that. I mean, technically, you can have it right here. All right. Regardless, support is going to be the same. 476.30 is the level that stands out to me. Resistance, 504.07, 510, 514.95, and then 523.86. I always get the hiccups during these videos. Always. Support, though, is going to be 492.39, which I think is going to be a lot more relevant because, you know, it looks like we're probably going to begin some continuation early on this week. Bearish engulfing candlestick, heavy volume. Very likely that sellers get their way on Monday. Look for a test of 492.39. If that cannot hold, we're probably coming down to 476.30, which will be in the golden pocket. Look for buyers there. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add that. Boom. Microsoft, what do you got going on? Daily RSI is at 35. All right, 35. Yes, things can fall lower. They can. They probably don't go much lower. I know you fell off a cliff, but keep in mind, most of that move came from this crash day. I can almost guarantee VIX is not going to spike like it did before. And, you know, I should have pointed this out earlier, but I didn't for some reason. All right. I forgot I loaded up these things on my chart as well. Guys, where VIX just spiked up to, you don't test back to back. It typically takes years, like years, before you test it. It doesn't get up there, all right? Since its inception over here, it's only gotten up there a few times, okay? You know, this is just comparable to it. You didn't get all the way up there, but you got, you know, pretty high up there. You got up to 50. 50 is typically where you have that peak fear going on. Guess what? All right? 579 days. To 1.5 years. Like freaking, what is this, 4 years? All right? 3 years, 2.5 years right there. Another 2 years right there. 4 years right there. Like, what do I have to point to, guys? The market's probably not going to do it again. That's that. That is just, I just want to present you the point of data that I see here. And you guys can connect the dots. Of course, I'll share my opinion, connect the dots for us. But, you know, you guys can also come to your own conclusions with the data we talk about and present in these videos. It's probably not coming back up here for a very long time. You just saw the chance the market had to actually crash, and it didn't crash. And that's why I've been saying, all right, we probably will be seeing new all-time highs right around the corner. And I know I sound like a permabull when I say it. You know, it's coming from a warm place. All right, guys. I have no incentive to, you know, get people on the wrong side of trades. I have absolute no incentive. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep this in mind when you're sitting there thinking a crash is going to come out, or you see someone talking about, oh, the economic conditions, they don't support this. Oh, the yield curve just uninverted. Yeah, I know historically that's actually when the crash comes over the coming months. But I'm going to tell you, you know, again, this is 2008 we're talking about. All right. And then you had, you know, the rough years to come. 2011, that was a big one as well. 2015. Okay. 2018 with Mr. Trumpster. COVID. And then you had this. What the heck even caused this? I don't even freaking remember. All right. But that's how news works, guys. Everyone panics all at once, and then, oh, go a few weeks later. Nobody freaking remembers. I know you guys remember. I don't know. I watch too many things. Actually, a thing I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start reviewing every single earnings report that comes on the market, guys. I think this could get me ahead of the times. All right. You know, so now when people try talking to me about the fundamentals, I'm going to just talk about them as well. All right. Because at the end of the day, there were things, you know, there's someone named Walt in my Discord that has, you know, warned about this. And I, you know, want to be ahead of the curve on these things. Walt, if you're listening to this, you're probably not. Walt is a big guy. Walt got some money. There are some people with some big money. Congrats. But yeah, Walt is one of the people that he's just a fundamental guy, and he's more on the bear side than not. But at the end of the day, he does just review the data. And yeah, I want to be reviewing all the data. So, you know, that's something that you guys I mean, maybe I won't talk about it too much, but you know, I guess I just wanted to tell someone I'm going to be reading every single earnings report. So that's going to be fun and time consuming, but you know, I'm kind of interested. Well, not kind of interested. I'm kind of excited. There we go. We're going to come back over here. I know we're on Microsoft, guys. I'm sorry. It's the weekly update. We're talking about a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, we're definitely getting our market prep in and talking about the big picture here. Bull flag, pull back to the golden pocket. I'm not saying it's going to, you know, not fall out of that flag / channel here. I'm not saying that at all. It probably is. But for the time being, you are at the bottom of that channel and you are at the 0.618 fib. Your support is going to be 397.47. And then, you know, if you lose 394 over here, you're coming down to 385.58. Daily RSI is already down here. So I don't think you get much lower. Like, you know, even again, with that crash day with VIX, like we just talked about, you know, you were still, last time you were here, was right here. You closed right here. You only went 8% lower. All right. And again, like almost 5% of that was the crash. Okay. It was that. Okay, so what happens if we take away 5%, 3%? We'd still end up only right here. So yeah, I don't think we're coming down here. I just don't. Went over here to Tesla. This is the biggest troll of the week over here. But, you know, I was sad that I didn't have everything for over here. But then by today, by this day right here, I was really happy about it. I was really happy to see that thing die. Because I was like, this thing's gonna freaking explode without me. Oh my God, what did I do? I had octacons. Regardless, back in the golden pocket, retesting the trend line. That is also your inverse head and shoulders neckline right there. I'm gonna say this is probably not gonna hold up. You break under 209.50, you're coming back over here to 202.59. Not saying that's gonna happen. I am just pointing out underneath 209.50. You're probably coming down 202.59. That puts the odds in your favor there. And at that point, you're really not looking good at all. Probably coming back here to 191.08. So, you know, that's Tesla for you. The biggest troll. It's either going to bounce back really hard from exactly where it is right now, or it's done. All right. Or this was a false breakout, and then you rejected the trend line again, and then it's done. And you're revisiting down here. And if you revisit down here, guys, like, yeah, we could get more compression here. All right, we could get more. You could do something like that. But what's more likely is you take out this low, and then you're just not in a good look right now with Tesla over here. You really killed it on Friday. What the heck is this thing? What is that? All right, resistance if you do happen to bounce from here: 214.89, 220, 226.79, and of course we saw that's where sellers stepped in 2 days in a row at 233.09. Third TP. All right, we're going to move over here to the semiconductors, guys. SMH, increasing volume over here. Daily RSI, I want to point out, is at 35. All right, it kind of bottomed out there the last few times. It literally bottomed out like right there, right under there. I don't know what's going to happen here. But if you do see that thing around 30, a bottom is probably very close. And, you know, it could be a double bottom. All right, we don't see a lot of double bottoms. I call them ugly double bottom. We get these a lot. All right, because these are more with trending moves. Whereas the actual double bottom is you're in a clown market. You're in a trick market. So, like, you typically don't see price just come all the way back down here and not make a new low. All right, or make a higher low and then you get that. All right, so like, you know, it's there. But yeah, if you see price down here, I think you probably are going to hold that support this time. And yeah, I think we probably start bouncing back from that. 211.80. That is the line in the sand for the bulls. You did have the increasing volume on the wide-bodied red bar. So, you know, odds are you're probably going to break under there. But if you can manage to hold there, look for a retest over here of 230. All right. You're going to have to get above there. We very clearly have our supply zone with sell orders up there. You got under and you could not get back above 227.50. Watch for sellers from 227.50 up to 230. Big boy NVDA. My last video, I actually forgot to do the analysis on NVIDIA. You broke under a 108.80 support. All right. Guys, your boy doesn't get bearish too often over here, but I will point things out when I say things, when I see things. Over here, it was looking like you were going to lose 118.04 support, and there was absolutely nothing until you came all the way down here. What happened the next day? You had a whole on just one day, all the way down there. Big boy 10% move. Now you're continuing to fall. Your daily RSI is now at 37. It didn't go much lower last time. Okay, really, not much lower. You didn't even have a, like, you know, over here, this were your bottom. You'd have the daily bullish divergence going on there. So I'm not saying it's like the bottom. We could, you know, we could very well do something like that. All right, and like this thing down here would literally form just like it did over there. Just like that. All right, things can take time. Regardless, guys, I think downside is limited over here, but we'll talk about the levels here. If you lose 99, 97.40 is there, big level. But if you lose 99, guys, just know odds are that you're coming down here to 90.69. All right, NVIDIA loves these capitulation style bottoms. Let's see if we get one. Okay. Resistance 108.80. Above there, you have nothing to 118.04. Avgo, all right, had the earnings. Big red volume, big red day, accompanied by big red volume. All right, daily RSI is nearing 30. You're at 34.70 right now. Haven't hit there in a very long time, actually, since your bear market bottom. But even over there, you know, let's just look at what happened with price. Let's mark it out when you actually crossed under 30. What are you doing? There we go. All right, so when you cross under 30, it was on this day right here. All right, and you did end up going a little lower the next day, but then you had a 10% bounce. And then you went lower and you put in that bullish divergence that I was just showing you on NVIDIA. You literally put that in, and that created your bear market bottom. Bear market. Do you hear that, ladies and gents? Bear market. So even when things were the worst they possibly could have been, you still respected the condition. So, guys, you know, everything I pointed to, a lot of people are going to hate on it. And I'm just going to tell you, anybody you see hating on what I'm talking about is just mad that I don't have charts supporting their, you know, crash theory. Like straight up. Because we've had one heck of a sell. And yeah, we've already had one heck of a sell. Like I'm just the guy, you know, putting two together here. All right, putting two and two together and connecting the dots. And that's that. Avgo underneath 138, which you already got under there, 137.80 actually. We're coming down to 128.50 with all likelihood. So we're probably coming down there. You're probably going to see the daily RSI be oversold by then. And then we have a bottom. That's what I'm watching on Avgo. AMD, you're in the golden pocket over here. If you lose 130.40, look for 121.83 to be tested. Resistance is going to be 136.32. And above there, you really have nothing until 144.47. SMCI, nothing has changed over here. All right. You're burning through your divergence over there. 334 to 357 is your buy zone. TSM, what you got going on, all right, underneath 154.52, we're going to have 150. That is going to be the golden pocket, 0.618 fib down there. Daily RSI, if this level is tested at 150, you probably are going to see that bad boy oversold. You know, resistance 158.95, where you just broke down from, and then where you broke down from before that, hit it with the break and retest right off your daily 9. This is what I'm talking about. Expect rejection here at the daily 9s when we come back and test it. Like, I really don't get how people said I'm bullish and I flipped when I posted my video yesterday. That is not, the thumbnail was look out below. It said look out below. The first 2 minutes I said things look weak and pointed out that everything's underneath the daily 9s. They got to recover it. Like, I don't know how much more clear I could be. I don't know. Don't know, guys. I don't know. But I do try my best. So I hope you guys like these videos. I like making them. Please remember to leave a like if you do like them. It helps us push it out to more people. And will definitely show me, you know, which videos are good and which are, you know, not good with the people. And then I can, you know, make some decisions off of that. And I can try and make better videos. There's that. 154.52 underneath there, 150. Daily RSI will be oversold. Boom. MU, pretty ugly. Broke underneath that. You know, right over here, 0.786 fib, golden pocket from this whole rally right here. You broke underneath it. All right. And we said that you're now likely going to test 84.91. You've gotten pretty close on Friday. I do think that level will be tested on Monday. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. You do have that downtrend when things decide to start getting better. We will have that to pay attention to. Right there. All right. Resistance is going to be 90.04, but, you know, again, it's probably going to take out that 84.91 support. And then you're probably going to have a daily bullish divergence here. And then you probably get a ripperoonie. You have earnings right around the corner. So, you know, premiums are juiced. MU's been a piece of poop. And unless you shorten the thing, I think, you know, best thing is to focus on other tickers. I definitely present a lot of other setups that we could be paying attention to. And MU ain't one of those. ARM, 118.50 support. Underneath there, you have 108.69. All right. And if you just take a golden pocket from here up into here, 112.50. That's the level to start paying attention to. But really, that's right spot dead in the middle of that golden pocket is 108.69. And, you know, between here and here, you don't have much. You probably do test 108.69 if you start breaking down here. Look golden pocket, you look for buyers there. QCOM, all right. It's not looking like you're going to hold this. You had a full-on breakdown from this. All right. You had a range of 3%. You've now seen that move play out literally in that first range break day right there. You saw that play out. Now you are down here in the golden pocket, 156.34. If you start losing 156.34, just look for a test of 151.39. It is now going to be the move that is likely. I am going to point out, yes, you have this look to you. You have that look to you. Head and shoulders type action. All right. Now, Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin came down, bounced off the 0.786 fib and your 52,884 support. I hate reading these bigger ones, guys, so I'm not even going to say 1,000 or anything. 52,884. You bounced off that support. Resistance going to be 56,500. Above there, we have 59,313. Daily RSI is near oversold territory already, so there is a solid shot that this was your bottom. I also did say over here on this golden pocket test right there that could have been your bottom, like solid shot that was. That was not the case. We did end up fading that, and miners look pretty ugly, guys. Pretty ugly. But that's what I'm watching over here. If you do break under 52,884, you're looking for a move down to 49,000 support over there. All right, we're going to start off with the best looking one right here, coin. I'm not saying price action looks good. I'm just saying daily RSI is oversold. And, you know, in the past, this has provided your buying opportunities. And, yeah, since inception over there. You know, recent times, you haven't even gotten down there. Now you are there. I think it's probably worth paying attention to. You could take the retracement from there to there. And, yeah, you did start breaking down from there. And that is what I will point out about this chart. It's not the best. All right, it's not the best. Bitcoin stocks are not looking too good. I would say the focus should be on big tech right now, with how those things are setting up. But you know, you either start recovering right away, all right, right away, or you are going to start sinking down towards this level over here. And you know, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be selling this rip. That is my move there. I'm gonna be selling the rip. Why? Because this right here, guys, and the fact that you've gotten over here, all right, these are your times to buy, but only for that dead cat bounce. Okay, I do think you're going to be getting a short-term bounce here. That is why I say this is, you know, out of all the miners, this is the one I'd be paying attention to. MSTR for short. But coin over here, dip buy. You probably do get a run back up here, probably towards 177.39 or 191.21. That is where you broke down from. So that is the play that I am talking about long in here. That is that. Dated positions, shares, there's that. But you sell on that move. It is volatile. You sell on that move. Again, no financial advice on this channel. I will sell on that move. All right. And then what, guys? And then what? Honestly, we're going to see how this, if this goes much lower on Monday, guys, like, you know, we probably are coming down here. If this has another red day, all right, I'm going to say we probably do this. Straight up. Straight up. That's that. But, you know, at the end of the day, daily RSI is oversold. That is where you want to be buying these guys. And boom. All right. MSTR, what do we got going on over there? 0.786 fib test right here, right? You had one golden pocket test from the retracement of that move right here. Perfect. Spot on. And now you're back in the next one. Daily RSI is nearing oversold territory, but you know, same thing as coin, guys. You're looking like you're gonna break that down. All right, you break under 113, we'll call it. You're probably coming towards this low right here at 102.40. That's why I said the short. This probably happens pretty quick. All right, within a few days over here, which means weeklies are on the table over here for that. Yes, but that's MSTR. It really comes down to 113. TSLA, quite ugly. Daily RSI, yes, it's super oversold there. But at this point, guys, all right, you're gonna bounce probably, you know, major bottom here, somewhere in between here and here. I can't tell you where it's gonna be, but I can tell you it's probably gonna be somewhere over there. All right, in between current price and over here, which is 20%. I know, big range there. You do have this support sitting right here at 764, so maybe that does it. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be somewhere in between here with all likelihood. Why? Because you are retracing this whole entire move here. If buyers are going to step in, it's going to be before here. Now that you're over here, you're at least going to begin the dead cat bounce from somewhere over here. And then, you know, just like I pointed out on coin, you know, do what you want. I'd say on coin, it's not the best to just hold long on that bounce, but I'm going to say CLSK over here. It's not looking so bad. But I still would say, you know, potential is definitely there for this just to be a dead cat bounce. Come over here tomorrow. Again, the potential is there for this to just be a dead cat bounce. Okay. You know, you took out this low over here. You slightly undercut that low over here. It's kind of what we're doing right over here. But I'm just going to say, look at this freaking weekly chart. You know, look at the monthly chart. Take away everything. Take away literally everything. Okay? It is not looking good. All right? This thing looks pretty ugly. You want to defend right where you are right now, or like it's, again, it's just not looking good. That's what I'm saying. It's not looking good. You hold. Why is that thing all the way out there? You hold $13. You're likely start making your way down here over time. All right. I'm not talking in the short term. Short term, you're probably going to get that dead cat bounce like it just talked about in CLSK and coin. But in the long run, if you break under here, you're probably going to start making your way down here, and that's not going to be a good thing. So bounces get sold over here on tomorrow. All right, guys, we have 20 trade setups. Well, 20 things I want to put on your radar. I'm not going to say all of these just have setups because, you know, I'm not going to say things are looking bullish right now. Some of these are short, some of these are long. Let's go over it. All right, Goog, again, just dip by over here. I like how this thing is looking. All right, I already went over the thing earlier in the video. I'm not going to talk about right here. Hims, guys, this is one that, you know, I point this out as a, you know, trade idea over here, and you're just going to be looking to hold 14 here. You didn't hold 14. Underneath 14, it's probably coming down here. So, you know, sell those bounces, all right? Potential level is going to be 1535 right there. Come over to the target, guys. What do we got going on over here? You're still consolidating right above the spot we were watching here, my green circle. That's what you're paying attention to, all right? Right under there, you're going to have that downtrend retest, all right? The broken downtrend, trend line retest right there. Break and retest from, you know, this little spot you got. You know, you pretty much your breakout zone here. And then you're also going to have the golden pocket. I like it down there. And I don't like it where it is right here, but I definitely like it right here, which is why I'm waiting. TRM, yeah, it's the same thing we talked about after this big red day right here, all right? This was the perfect spot. This was the confluence spot. You're now getting the daily RSI nearing oversold territory. It's either going to hold right there at 240. We'll call it 240.50, all right? You start breaking under 240.50, especially if you get the daily close. Look for price to start heading down here, and then look to start, you know, over here. You probably do get a nice dip buy going on over here in the zone again. But yeah, I mean, the setup's definitely there. Downtrend break and retest going on here. Golden pocket test doesn't look too bad for a, you know, move back up here. Netflix, guys, what do we got going on? 664.50 under there. You have absolutely nothing till down here. This setup goes both ways. All right, short to down there, long over here. Okay. I'm not saying, you know, the thing's going to be bounced from over here, but I am going to say the 4-hour RSI is going to be oversold if you test that. You probably at least get your reaction. So this is a two-way setup. Short under there, down to 639. All right, so underneath 664.50, you have absolutely nothing. Like literally nothing. All right, okay. not nothing. Underneath 664.50, you have nothing until 646.71, and then 639 under there, and then you're going to have the golden pocket there. PayPal, guys, this is one we talked about when it was looking like it was going to start selling up here. You now have started pulling back. I put on these two arrows. You know, same thing, guys. You're either probably going to get buyer stepping right here at 68.21, or it's going to be down here. It's looking like it's probably going to be closer over here, 65-ish. But that's what I'd be paying attention to over there. TLT. All right, I'm not telling you just to short the thing, but I am gonna, you know, put it on your radar. You swept the highs here. You definitely do not have a, you know, a bullish candlestick there. And yeah, you know, it looks like it can sell underneath 99.20, 98.70 is the next spot. Underneath there, you have really nothing until 97.99, and then 97.13. All right, this is one I was at. I didn't partake in. I was going to participate in the challenge account. I did not, but it would have done it very well. That would be that. Yeah, it was this and Tesla, guys. This and Tesla over there. I had 225C. Dude, they went so freaking massively. Just look at Tesla's chart, dude. I was depressed. I wasn't depressed that day. I was sad. I was very sad because in one account I got Octagon. I'm loaded up, right? I'm loaded up, and then you get the challenge account, and you know, I literally was scared, and I got in and out of them. They're 225C. And then you have this, and you know, the things would have went so fucking hard the next day. All right. It was this day that I was toying with them. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna mess around this thing. This thing's a troll. I already missed the move. No, the next day you had that. Now, you know, in the end it did fade, but I was definitely sad. On this day right here, watching Tessie go like that, oh, the challenge account would have went like literally, it would have went almost to 10K. That was the first goal right there, 1 to 10K, and it would have been boom. It would have been so nice. Regardless, guys, all right, TLT is what we're talking about right now. It does have, you know, a setup to sell. I am bullish on this pullback, but I do think the pullback is going to take place. TLTR, this is one that I'm going to be selling off the open on Monday, but, you know, at the same time, above 33.13, you probably push the top of this channel. This thing just had S&P 500 inclusion news, so that's the only reason I got calls on this guy. But I mean, you also had a bullish setup. The bullish setup is not why I bought them. You had the bull flag breakout, break and retest, but by breakout I mean this thing. I know you guys couldn't see it until just now. But yeah, you did get the bull flag breakout. You already would have hit the target for that bull flag up here. All right, the top of that 33.13. But above there, you probably do start heading up towards 34.50 to $35, which is going to be the top end of that channel. I think it's extremely likely that you hit the top end of the channel and start, you know, probably get sellers stepping up there. All right, you're going to have this hype news here, and people are going to be like, ah, it's okay, it's okay. And then it cools off again. Then we're probably going to see more setups pop up on PLTR. D-King, guys, this is one that, you know, we've stayed talking about here. You found buyers off of 33.51 support there. And now you have started climbing back above this 35.30 zone. Okay. Above 36.64, guys, you probably are going to make this straight up move right there. That is your little trade idea with weeklies. All right. Right there. Just an idea. Roblox. I like how this thing is cooking. All right. It's definitely, you know, in consolidation mode after this breakout. I do think it ends up coming towards this high here at 47.11. Yeah, it's in consolidation mode. Clear as day. Got a range here, 2-week range going on right here. 2 to 3 week, we'll call it 2-week range. You break above 45.09, you probably get an equivalent to this range. You know what? That level's not even being freaking respected. All right, let's literally look at right here. All right, break above 44.85, guys. You probably get an equivalent move. This was 5%. Probably get a straight up, yeah, move to 47.11. So, you know, honestly, this is one of those setups that's moving against the market right now that typically, you know, tells us strength is, you know, it could be right around the corner. We already had this, you know, burst of strength there. You know, market stops being a piece of poop. This thing's going to have double the buying pressure here. And yeah, either way, the setup's there, guys. Break above 44.85. You know, look for a move 47.11. Break under 42.66, you probably get an equivalent move down here, and you retest this trend line. All right, so break under 42.66, we watch 40. Break over 44.85, we watch 47.11. AI, guys, beaten down into the dirt. You get this like potential fallen wedge pattern going on here. Pretty sloppy, pretty ugly. Regardless, you got that downtrend to pay attention to. I'm going to be an alert right there. All right. Watch for a break out from this falling wedge / downtrend. You can honestly just take that thing out of there. Watch for a breakout from that downtrend. Daily RSI is oversold. You know, it can get heavily oversold here. But either way, a lot of the times when it's in oversold territory, not all, a lot of times, all the times we get, you know, these reverse. Every time it hits oversold territory, we get a reversal over the coming weeks. All right. I'm not saying it can't fall, but I'm definitely going to say we're going to be watching for this reversal. And I don't like watching these crap stocks. I really don't. You know, this thing ain't looking too bad. I honestly probably won't play it at the end of the day. We got so many other setups to pay attention to on the big boys. There's no point in watching things like this. But at the end of the day, it's there. It's there. GME, this is another one of those crap stocks that I don't like participating in. But you did get the increasing volume on Friday's big day. Roaring Kitty might be back. He posted a little thing on Twitter of, you know, Woody dropping the Chewy doll or whatever. I'm guessing he's done with Chewy, and maybe that's what brought the hype back over here to GameStop. I don't know. You got earnings right around the corner. Just thought I'd talk about it. Above 24.69. Look for, you know, sellers probably do step in here in the golden pocket, but, you know, this thing does have potential here. Again, not something I'm going to be touching. I don't like touching these crap things. And like we talk about so many just not crap stocks here on this channel, continuously having setups. Why are we going to focus on the crap stocks? All right. Schwab, guys, this is one that pissed me off. I hate you, Schwab. I do. I miss my I miss my TD, man. I do. I don't like Schwab. I really don't. I don't like what you guys did with just a lot of things. I don't like how when I have a freaking order of 5, what happens, guys? I still get individual notifications like seconds apart. It goes ding. You wait like 30 seconds. There's another vibrate. Wait another 3. Like, I don't know why that happens, but like, it makes no sense to me. And regardless, Schwab, you're a piece of crap. You're set up like a piece of crap. You didn't hit this golden pocket down here, which tells me this bear flag is probably going to be breaking down, and you're probably coming to 59.67. All right. Watch for a breakdown of this little uptrend you got going on. That's the bottom of that bear flag. And from that point, guys, we could get an extension off of that move, but in reality, let's just look at it like that. That's 9%. Breakdown from here. You're probably coming down here, 56.84. Boom. Golden pocket's going to be there. Long-term buyers are welcome. We're tracing this whole massive move that took quite some time here. That's that. Oxy, what do we got going on? Oh my gosh, it's in the gutter. It's in the gutter. You got that downtrend. I'm just putting it on your radar because it's in the gutter. There's nothing sexy about this. Just dip by if you want it. But I'm going to actually say, I'm going to take this off my list right now. I don't know. I don't even know why I want to show you guys this. All right. I don't want anybody to be looking at this thing. Yes, dip buy, but no, don't. All right. Goog is the dip buy, not Oxy. Oxy's a piece of crap. All right. We already talked about coins. So we're not going to talk about that here, guys. Zom, you're breaking down from this range of 4%. Okay. You had, $5.50, $6 a move right there. Probably do get an equivalent move. So $5 move down there. I think you could start heading down to 108.18. Zom premiums are never, priced crazily. So, small moves can equal big gains over there. And I think, we've had a bunch of, consolidation here in this range for quite some time. It's very likely you're going to break it down and coming over to 108.18. All right. 110.42 support underneath there. 108.18. You're going to be retesting that downtrend right there. Oh my God. It's an hour and 8-minute video. Microsoft. We already talked about it. I'm not going to spend too much time over here, but it's in the golden pocket. Cat. What do we got going on? Coming down into the golden pocket. All right. Daily RSI is, approaching that same spot it did over there. Regardless, golden pocket, that's what you're paying attention to. If you don't hold 317.50, look for a move down to 307.05. Is break and retest, but I'm honestly going to say this thing's a piece of poop. I wouldn't be touching it. So, I'm no financial advice, but, you shouldn't be touching it either. Again, no financial advice. Yeah, downtrend, break and retest, you're just consolidating. There's no sign of strength. I just saw it coming back on Twitter. But, it's another one just like I pointed out on Oxy. Guys, I take it off the list. I take it off. Chop, guys. The only thing I like about this guy is that you are right here at this heavily traded zone. This is where your reactions happen. All right. You know, you're testing it from above. You probably get a reaction here. You know, buyer stepping in there to defend, and, you know, not a bad spot. If you cannot hold there, however, you're just going to retest this downtrend, and that's fine. Okay, I'm going to set the alert right here. 62.42. You're probably coming down to 60 to 62-ish, we're going to call it, and you're going to retest this downtrend, and that's where I really like it. It's not even going to be where the golden pocket is, though. It is. If you take your dear sweet time over here, take 3 weeks to do it. Yeah, we'll tap that golden pocket. All right, or you get a hammer candlestick off this trend line right there, and that would set you up for you got a potential move back up here to $68. All right, guys. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed our weekly market prep for the upcoming week, so we are nice and prepared. Just to provide a brief summary of what we are looking for in this week. Yes, lower, a big confluence spot right there. So yes, lower. Again, over the past, you know, year or so, every time you hit that on SPY, 4-hour RSI down there, you start bouncing around there. It's the same exact case over here on QQQ. We're looking for that 2 to 3 week rally. We think that's likely. Coming into your golden pocket looking like this. Yes, you go a little bit lower, but probably not too much lower. Probably get 1 to 2 more days of sell, and then we get a rally relito, and we will be happy about it. All right. But over the next 1 to 2 days, that's, you know, again, no financial advice, but that's when I like to prepare for those things. And, you know, sometimes, guys, I'm early, and sometimes I'm going to be just wrong. And, you know, over here was one of those times. All right. I was getting bullish. Okay. And then I started really buying. And then this happens. Okay. I literally was buying over here. And then, like, sometimes I'm early and I'm going to, you know, not see something. It's going to be unexpected. It's not going to happen a lot, but it's there. Okay. So, you know, be safe out there. It doesn't have to go exactly like that, but we have things suggest we go a little bit lower and then probably start bouncing. We have CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, and we have 10 a.m. data on Monday and Friday. So probably start bouncing back with CPI if I had to take a guess. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate y'all. Spread, you know, share this video around if you are feeling ever so generous. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of their weekend, and peace.